Sony A6700. What can I say? It is accidentally the least compromised camera the money can buy in 2024. Looking at how the camera and imaging industry is moving fast, throwing out half-baked trash into consumers' hands without any bit of shame, it is important to understand how camera and lens products used to be and how it is now. I can't really blame the bad actors who are pushing their incomplete products hard with a powerful tool called the marketing, just so that they can still be relevant in this content consumption age, unlike the other manufacturers such as Kodak and Pentax, who only belong in the museums as pioneers in film and DSLR camera manufacturers. On the other hand, Nikon has successfully got on the bandwagon with Sony, Canon, and Fuji film cameras by releasing a camera with the least compromise called Nikon Z8. Nikon Z8 also helped Nikon to win the trust back from its loyal customers who were about to jump ships to other brands for the reasons everyone knows. Nikon is also one of the brands that is being consistent in keeping the basics intact right from the handling and startup times. Canon is still trying to figure out the best way to position their on and off switch on their newer series of mirrorless cameras, which makes switching between the cameras really annoying. Panasonic doesn't care about startup times as they are manufacturing computer systems in cameras to accommodate the widest number of recording options, and perhaps it deserves awards for manufacturing sub $2,000 cameras with internal RAW recording capability and also for the cameras with the slowest startup times. What Apple is to mobile phones is what Sony has become for imaging devices. Sony's products boast their lengthy adjectives in the list of technology crammed into every newer camera, but also with certain caveats. Sony is also the brand that is hellbent on not making a decent hybrid camera that also has less recording limitations when it comes to rolling shutter and 4K 60 frames per second crops. In Sony's eyes, photographers and videographers cannot be the same person, and they can only manufacture cameras that are capable of doing one or the other the best. If Sony released a product that can do both photography and videography, it should only be at a decent level and of course with a 4K 60 frames per second crop. In all this chaos, Sony accidentally released the A6700, which has the least compromise in both photos and video capturing capabilities. The startup time of the camera is fast enough not to miss the moment, while it can also capture the action in 11 frames per second continuous in both electronic and mechanical burst modes. 4K video can be captured in S-Log 3 in 25, 50 or even 100 frames per second, while downsampled videos can be captured in both 30 and 50 frames per second without a noticeable crop. I would say 1.5x crop in 4K 120 frames per second recording is actually beneficial as I use it only to record wildlife, although I wish it was downsampled for crispier video. I do not mind a single card slot, but I wish it was CF Express card slot, as SD cards get more expensive than CF Express cards for the same capacity. Those are the only concerns with Sony A6700. Otherwise, this camera is able to deliver the best image quality for photos and videos for about 1/3 of the price of Nikon Z8. There is no better camera from any other brands that is as good as Sony A6700 in this price range. The other cameras in this price range are Fuji film cameras with poorer autofocus, Canon R7 and Nikon APS-C cameras with poorer dynamic range in video recording, and finally, the overpriced Micro Four Thirds camera with digital looking images. Sony APS-C lens lineup is more mature now, being sharp, weather-sealed, and lightweight. The amount of third-party lens support for Sony E-mount is also unbeatable for the price they offer. I'm not a Sony fanboy and I will never stop bashing on Sony. But Sony A6700 has gained my respect as much as Nikon Z8 did with their minimal compromises in their respective categories. Please like the video if you like it and subscribe to the channel. Alissa and I traveled a lot around the world, and I will continue to make more review videos and travel vlogs, and you can show your support by watching them. Thank you for watching and have a great day.
If you enjoy our content, whether it's travel vlogs or gear reviews, and would like to have access to our exclusive content, please support us on Patreon using the link in the description below.